Brand marketing for contractors. Here's 200 plus real examples to learn from. This is episode number 356 of the My Online Toolbox, weekly quick tips and reminders in all facets of marketing to help you grow your business with more quality leads, amplifying more quality. We want to remind you a few weeks from now, we'll be out in Vegas and we're going to be at the NKBA, KBIS, IBS show, and we will be presenting on video marketing on how to properly capture projects for company branding, amplifying the branding aspect, which is going to lead into this week's episode. Last week, we were talking about how much should remodelers and builders spend on marketing, and that was an exciting episode because we provided real details, financial details, to be able to see how you could be more effective in your ongoing initiatives and how you could pocket more money if you do it correctly. And it led into a quick introduction to this week's topic about how a key decision in your marketing, especially in the beginning, is how to allocate your budget between performance marketing and brand marketing. And we quickly talked about performance marketing to appreciate it, where it tends to be focused more on driving immediate results versus brand marketing is building brand awareness, perception, and loyalty. And it encompasses a lot of strategies, including content marketing, very focused search engine optimization topics, and unlike performance marketing, the outcome of brand marketing efforts are often less immediate and tangible. And so, as we were talking about that, we needed to get further into those details. We had a few questions submitted this week, so we wanted to expand on that. Where when we're talking about a key decision about how to allocate your money, most people, including many of the people you may know who are doing your website, social media, marketing agency stuff, they tend to be focused more on performance marketing because first it could be implemented in weeks to months, where brand marketing can take anywhere for a few months to a year. And that goes back to short term versus long term strategies. And this industry is predominantly focused in on what you could do a few weeks to maybe a few weeks out. That's the problem. So don't be fooled by those who use the words brand marketing as a buzzword, because most do. And we're going to explain why most use the word very superficially when we don't. So that's leading into this week's episode about brand marketing and talking about these 200 plus real examples. And we first want to make sure that you realize that this is the bread and butter and the foundation of all of our marketing strategies for almost 20 years now. And when you go to the My Online Toolbox Instagram channel, to be specific, you will see hundreds of examples, but there's a big thing that a lot of people miss. Those people that are being featured today spent upwards of 3 to 6 months of planning, organizing their content, then creating their website. And anyone who claims that they could do things faster is simply misleading you or misunderstanding the concepts of brand marketing. And the issue goes into the ongoing marketing is extremely strategic, regardless of who's doing the programming, the SEO, social media, photography and videos, and even the strategy side. So you have to ask yourself, it's a very simple question. And let's ask it simple, making believe you were a kitchen remodeler, but you could replace kitchen remodeling with any other project that you're involved with as a contractor. Ask yourself, how fast do you think you could update your website and make social posts after you finish a kitchen remodeling project? And we want to first make you be aware it's a trick question, since we began with speed over quality. And then that immediately sways you from brand marketing. And whether it takes a few weeks or a few months, it's irrelevant, since we are building the foundation of growth for many quarters and many years to come. So if your person, you finish a project and they say, yeah, I could get that quickly online within a day or two or by the end of the week, they're simply misleading you or have no idea what they're talking about when it comes to brand marketing. And please be aware of that, because every one of those examples that you see, the 200 plus on our Instagram channel, they all had to first finish the project. Then they had to make sure that they had finished projects taken. And if they're going to be professionally staged, that even takes another couple of weeks, depending on availability of the photographer as well as the homeowners or the businesses. Then we may need possibly to have the original designs included. We then may possibly have before and during pictures to include. And during this process, we have to research the keyword strength of the service or services and service area that you're working in. And then at that point, after we've accumulated all of the content and know exactly the best of the story that we could tell, or even it might be a short story, but we still need to do research on the keyword side. And then we create the new web page story for both cosmetic appeal and search engines. And when we're doing that, we also have to ensure that we understand the strategy of the existing web pages that properly link to the new project page. After all of that is done and implemented, that's when we begin to make our social post to support the new landing page. And to add another layer of strategy, we then have to track all of the above to incorporate it into all of the next projects. And from there, you have to remember that brand marketing, from a cosmetic and a technical perspective, is like a living, breathing resume that moves forward with a high regard to the most strategic representation of your business. Never forget, technology is going to change. Never forget, programmers and social folks are going to come and go, but your brand stays consistent and only grows, and don't let anyone allow it to stray. And when you go to our Instagram channel, you'll see this week, coincidentally, or last week, excuse me, we just had our 200th featured project. But week after week after week, for many, many years, we were showing different types of companies, and whether it was kitchen remodelers, home builders, deck building, bathroom remodelers, or whole home remodelers, painters, and so forth, roofers, they all did the same thing from the beginning. So please don't let anybody tell you that they understand brand marketing if they don't start with your brand from the beginning and they implement in a very methodical way that has no room for interpretation from the beginning, from your first changes, and for many years out. This is my online toolbox reminding you to please follow us and like us on Instagram, especially if you're interested in branding, because we never miss a beat week after week after week. And this is our topic. Of course, we're marketing strategists. Of course, we're marketing education products, but it all is based on the brand being consistent as years go by. So please follow us and like us both on Instagram and Facebook to be motivated on Facebook on a weekly basis, and on Instagram to be educated on a weekly basis to keep you in the right direction. And for everybody else, remember, marketing education is an essential skill to get it done right. And if you even want to have branding concepts included in that marketing education, everything, websites, SEO, social media, images, videos, and more, please sign up for our classes. No one ever complains about the price. They always say the same thing. I don't have 3 to 5 days to give, but then if you want to know where you're going in 1 to 5 years, you will give up 3 to 5 days. So we hope to see you in Vegas. We'll see you next week. And remember, start planning yesterday for next year's marketing and profits. Have a healthy week, and we'll see you next week.